As you can see, I do like my knives, but more importantly, I like them to be sharp and to stay sharp. Now, over the years, I've bought lots of different devices to achieve that, but by far the most uniform and effective that I've purchased has been one of the rolling sharpeners. And the last one that I bought was the Horl 2 Pro. Now, I've been using that for 2 years, very, very effectively, really happy with it. However, I've just bought the Horl 3 Pro as an upgrade. So let's have a look at it. So in the video, it's all about the Horl Pro 3. I will be referring back to the Horl Pro 2 just because they've made so many improvements with the Pro 3 that you need to understand the difference. But the Horl Pro 2, still a fantastically engineered knife sharpener. Nothing to say about it other than that, but some real improvements with the Horl 3. So I'll be going through the pros and cons, or the features and benefits. I'll show you how to use it, how to actually sharpen the knife, and then I'll just give you a summary on it. So let's get started. So this is the box that it comes in, nice and compact. And if you open it up, you've got your instruction manual, you've got a get started card, and in the box, you've got the actual unit itself, the Horl 3 Pro, and the sharpening block which holds the knife. Pop that to one side. Now, if you've never used something like this before, you're unsure of what to do, you can either watch this video, or if you go into the instructions, there's a QR code there, and if you scan it, you'll get taken to some videos and it'll just take you through the process of using it. Obviously, the instruction manual talks you through how to change the discs, how to use it, etc, but you can use the videos. I've been using the Horl 2 Pro for the last 2 years, an absolutely fantastic bit of kit. I've used it to sharpen cheap knives, expensive knives, very expensive knives, but it works on all of them. And the main thing is, it's consistent. Once you set the angle, or once you decide what angle you want, you will get that every time, and it's quick and it's easy. So let's just have a look at that. This is a knife that I use daily. What I'm going to do is, it's relatively sharp and it just cuts through. You saw that, do it again, just cuts through. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to blunt this so that you can see the process from start to finish of sharpening it. And to do that, I just need my diamond sharpening stone. This has got 4 grits on it, but we're going to use the 200 grit just to dull the blade. Now, this is one of the first things that I bought to sharpen knives. As I say, I've bought lots of things. I've bought the ones that you drag through, which just damage the blade. I've bought electric ones. The Horl 3 Pro, that retails at £399 or €399, which is a bugbear of mine, but I'll talk about that later as well. At that price, it's expensive, but it's good value for money for what you're actually getting. The others have been cheaper that I've bought, but absolutely ruined my knives. So the first thing that we'll do, we're going to dull the blade. And to do that, all I'm going to do is just drag it along over the diamond sharpening block. And that should now be nice and, well, you can see there's no cut in me there. Right, okay, and we'll just try that on a piece of paper. So it's just sliding off it. You can see it's not doing anything. Right, pop that to one side. So we've got the Horl 3 Pro. On one side, you've got a diamond disc. Now, this is what's going to do the majority of the grinding. And on the other side, you've got the honing disc. So that's going to hone it to full sharpness. I'm going to use this first. Now, one of the improvements that they've made over the Horl 2 Pro is how they take the discs off, and it just comes off as simply as that. You can see on the side there, there's ridges that just clicks onto, twist it, and it locks into place. Like I say, huge improvement over the Horl 2 Pro. You had to spin it off and it'd drop on the floor. It was just horrendous. But even worse than that, when you were using it, the centrifugal force would spin it off and it'd just disappear across the table. So you don't get that anymore. Nice and easy to take off. Now you can get spurs or different grits of disc, so really, really easy just to swap them out. Now, when you look at the Horl 3 range, you've got the Horl Cruise, which, if I'm not mistaken, you can't replace the discs on that. So when it's gone, it's gone. You've got the Horl 3, where you can replace the disc. Now, the one big advantage that this has over the other Horl 3 is it's geared. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, inside the main body, you've got gearing, which for every full revolution of the main body will turn the disc 3 times. And what impact does that have? Well, basically, you are grinding 3 times faster or honing 3 times faster over the same distance, which makes it really, really effective. The other thing that they've done, now this is the sharpening block. And what this does is your knife attaches to it. So I'll show you, get your knife and that attaches to it. And that gives you the angle, the consistent angle every time you sharpen. On one side, you've got 20 degrees, and on the other side you've got 15 degrees. Two huge improvements they've made on the sharpening block. One, you can actually, instead of having the 2 degrees, so the 15 and the 20, if you have a look down on the bottom, you can now press this in, and where you've got 15 and 20, so 15 at this end and 20 at this end, if you press it in once, you've now got 13 degrees at this end and 22 degrees at this end. Press it in again, and now you've got 10 degrees at this end and 25 degrees at this end. You may want the sharpest knife possible, which is a 10, but the steel on your knife may not take that. But you make your choices, you buy your knives, you keep them as sharp as you want. What the 25 degree one will give you is, if you've got outdoor knives, for example, they won't be as sharp, but they'll stay sharper longer. And with the 10 degrees, it will be extremely sharp, but it will blunt quicker. And that's roughly how it works. So the improvement is you've got another 4 sharpening angles, but the best improvement over the Horl 2 Pro is they've increased the power of the magnets, which is a really, really important thing. When you put your knife on, let's do the 20. When you put your knife on, you don't want that moving anywhere as you're rolling the sharpener over it. And with this, and I'll show it in another video because I'm going to do a comparison on the two, but it's really, really powerful. Probably about 70% more powerful, if I'm not mistaken, than the Horl 2 Pro. The other improvement is the diamonds, diamond block or something they call it. That's has about between 70 and 80% more grinding efficiency than the Horl 2 Pro as well. So it's only 1 generation leap, but there's some really big improvements that they've made. Let's see it in action. Right, so we've dulled it. If I put that down, you'll probably see, look how strong the magnets are. Anyway, it's dull. Let's pop it on, and you simply pull it over and pop it into place on there like that. Then you get your Horl 3 Pro, get your diamond side. Actually, before we do that, something that's going to make it much easier for you, just to see where you're up to. If you get yourself a felt tip, get the felt tip, pop it out and run it along the blade. And the reason for this will become clear. Right, now we can look at it and you'll see that it's completely covered, well, almost completely covered. Right, now we'll look at it and you can see that the edge that we're going to sharpen is completely covered in the colour. What that's going to do is it's going to show if there's anywhere that's not been touched by the sharpening disc. This is primarily beneficial on a knife that's never been sharpened by you before, because it will show that you've got the whole of that edge is on the same angle of sharpness. So we'll get it, pop it on like that. Again, get the disc with the diamonds on it, and you simply run it along. And again, for every full revolution of the main body, you're getting 3 revolutions of the disc. If we bring that up, you will see that it's starting to take off on the edge there. And what we're looking at is making sure that there's no blue left on it. So very quickly, that's one side, flip it round. Do the other side. Last time on this side. Magnets are so much better on this than the other one. All right, now let's have a look and see if everything's been taken off. Just going to do the tip there a bit more. I'm just going to do the tip there a bit more. So just focusing on the tip. Spin it round. Have another look. Right, so all the colour now has gone off that edge, as you can see there. And the same on the other side, all the colour's gone off the sharpening edge. So we know now that the whole of that blade has got a 20-degree angle on it. And now what we need to do is hone it. So again, back onto the magnet. I'm going to turn this round so we've got the honing disc. Right then, so to take the grindings off it. Now you saw that it was completely blunt. Let's see whether there's been any improvement. There we go. And that literally just took minutes, and you've got an excellent blade on that. You can do it for longer, you can make it better, you can change the angle, you can make it sharper. The main thing is, it's consistent, it's easy, simple, quick, everything that you'd want. So let's go into the in summary part of it. Huge improvements over the Horl Pro 2, definitely. The additional 4 angles that you can use, the speed at which the diamond disc will cut, the honing disc, that's exactly the same. It's lighter. You've got the feet on the bottom of this one as well, so it won't go anywhere once you use it. The magnets, much better. Huge improvement on the magnets, which makes a difference, especially on the longer knives. So would I recommend it? Well, again, I've been using the Horl 2 Pro for 2 years and I've loved it. The Horl 2 Pro, I paid £299 for that. I paid an additional, I think, 60 odd pounds for the coarse diamond disc because all my knives needed taking down and restarting, basically, because of all the damage that I'd done to them over the years. This I've paid £399 for, so an increase of a third. The engineering inside has been improved. They're using different materials in there just to make it smoother and better. Do I think it's worth the additional £100? Yeah, it probably is, purely and simply because it's easier. It's certainly easier to change the disc. The other ones were a nightmare. The disc should last longer, it should grind quicker, so all that's good. Again, the block, having the additional 4 settings, that's good as well. My only bugbear with all the Horl products, but specifically now the Horl 3 Pro, is it's €399 or it's £399. Now, people in the comments will say, oh yeah, well, it's all Brexit and now there's duty when it comes in, VAT and everything. Well, that's nonsense, because there's lots of other European manufacturers that sell into this country where there isn't a disparity between euros and pounds. So I don't believe that. I think it's price gouging. Not very happy with it. However, the product itself is absolutely fantastic. I will do another video where I compare the Horl 2 Pro and the Horl 3 Pro. And as I've already said, there's lots of other manufacturers of rolling knife sharpeners. One that I particularly like is the Horn device, and I like that for other reasons. So I'll do a comparison on that as well in another video. But in summary, Horl 3 Pro, would I buy it again? Yes, I will. I'm going to sell the Horl 2 Pro, pop that on eBay, but I'm happy that I bought this. I'm not happy that I paid £399 for it, but it's a really well engineered, well manufactured device, and it does the job that it's supposed to do. It does exactly what it says on the tin. So yeah, huge recommendation from me.